Good afternoon, this is Thrive Stories. So today we're just having my youngest daughter, 27, and we're making her birthday meal. And one thing she loves is her bulldog, and so I'm just making something unique, something I dreamt up to do with it. So we've got the bullduk. We bought the whole package of that. And then we've got tockies here. They're super spicy and hot. So what we're doing is we're taking a mallet and a little less than half the bag. We're gonna smush that, and then we're gonna add that into breadcrumbs. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have some mozzarella cheese. We're gonna have green onions, which we chopped, and then we're gonna have that Buldak sauce. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cook some hot dogs. So we're going to add the hot dogs, the green onions, and then we're going to put them in these wrappers. And then we're just going to fry them on the stove. And we're going to try to get something nice and crispy that she can dip into the sauce.
We're going to try for this shape.
We're going to try for that shape. So we're just going to keep making the process. And I used 3 green onions so far. And a little less than half of the tockies bag and the crumbs that we're going to use are just breadcrumbs of whatever you want to choose. Okay, so now we're going to start.
So the way we're going to fold them is this way, and then we're going to fork them around the edges, kind of like a Hot Pocket or something like that.
So basically I had a dream about making this recipe for my daughter. Another video, sweetheart. So you're going to hear my grandson, he's got autism, and he's very excited. He's not angry or anything, he's just very excited about the video. So we're going to get him to turn to a calmer video. And then, so now we got water, just for the ends. We figured it would, stick better. So now we're just going to fill it to that much, filling, and then we're gonna flip it. So we've watered the corners, all the corners, and we're just gonna pat that in there with our fingers. And then, just like pastry, we're gonna just poke it down at the corners, and then that'll keep it from sorry. I had some of the buldak and it's spicy, so that's why I'm kind of a little bit sneezing there. So we're just pressing that in with a fork, so the stuff doesn't fall out of it.
Hopefully.
Okay, and then so now we're going to stick that into the egg mixture that I did. The oil feels quite warm over here. So we're going to have to be very careful not to hurt ourselves.
It's slimy.
Now she's going to go over here. And then she's going to do that. Remember I said it was tockies mixed with breadcrumbs. And that's the mixture for the egg. Okay, and then you do a light shake off. Okay. Uh-oh. Now we're going to lightly stick it in that pan. And then it's going to start cooking. And then we're going to do some more. There's about 50 or so that we're going to do. So I'm just going to pause the video. So now we're going to add in our buldak noodles. And we made 3 great big things of them. And we're going to add them into that finely minced hot dogs and green onions. And then plus we added that buldak sauce that was separate there. And then we're going to put all the sauces from the noodles in there that it comes with. And then we're going to stir everything together. And then we're going to put them in those wraps. What's that? Pastry? It's a pastry wrap. Yeah, so we're just adding in all the sauces here, and then we're gonna finally stir all of that stuff together. I'm glad she's my second set of hands here while I'm holding the camera. And so this was onions minced, green onions minced with those hot dogs, finely minced, and then because it's dry, and then we added the 3 packages of Buldak packages, and I'll just take you there. It would be crispy, like airy and crispy. And then we're just going to dunk them in some eggs, and then we're going to dunk them in these tockies mixed with breadcrumbs. And so, yeah, I'm just going to put you on pause while we finish. So here's a carry on with the recipe. So what we did is we took 4 hot dogs, we put them in the air fryer, and then what we did is we
Finally minced them.
Yeah,
you ever see minced hot dog?
Minced hot dog. And then what we did was we stuck 3 full green onions in there, and then we finally minced that, and then we're going to put it into our pot. Our bowl. I don't mind our hands. This is our family meal. We're not serving this to anybody but our own family. So we're just going to add that to the pot. And the reason why I chose maybe a hot dog in my mind, which I envisioned in this recipe, was I wanted something that was drier than Spam or something. And so that's why I chose a hot dog and finally minced that. And then so my daughter's just going to wash her hands. And then we're going to add in some mozzarella, white mozzarella to this. And then we're going to add in this sauce, this Buldak sauce. And then so I'm just going to take you to the pot. We're cooking down 3 huge packages of the Buldak noodles. And we're going to cook that down into some boiling water. And then we're going to finally drain them because we don't want this recipe to be wet. And then we're basically going to stuff shells into it.
So you're half and half or what?
Yeah, we'll go half and half.
And then we'll add the noodles and see what we feel.
We'll add the noodles, but we must add sauce. But save a lot of sauce because we want to dip.
Yeah.
So just like say a couple teaspoons.
We're gonna go by feeling.
By feeling, yeah. I'm gonna say good tablespoon or 2 of it. So then the bread base again is gonna be this breading. It's just Italian breadcrumbs, and then we're gonna add tockies, less than half of a bag of tockies, and then we'll have an egg base. And so we're just gonna knead this up here. I already washed my hands, and we're gonna knead this up. No, that's the topping.
Right, I forgot.
Yeah, so we're just gonna stir that up here with our hands. Give it some loving. And then, so then we're gonna add this concoction inside of the wraps.
After we put the noodles in.
After we put the noodles in. And so we're just gonna pause. We're pulling apart the spring roll wrapper. It's a pastry wrapper. They come in these nice little squares, and there's 50 some of them in there. And we're gonna use all of them. We're just gonna wrap.
They're very delicate.
They're very delicate, and you can kind of see right through them. And that's what's going to make the crispiness. And we got our oil here, heating. So what we're going to do is we're going to mince that and add that in, the noodles. This is the final product of the creation that I had a dream to make for my daughter's appetizer for her birthday. And this is how they turned out. Nice and crispy, and again, it's all about Buldak in there. And so just watch the whole recipe. Take care. Bye-bye. And I tasted one with my daughter, and they are absolutely awesome and nice and crispy. Take care from Thrive Story. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.